Two ordinary crew neck t-shirts from the Dollar Tree. So what I've done is I've folded both vertically. Made sure the seams are matching, make sure the sides are matching down here, and I've just taken the iron and done one press. Vertical cut on my ironed line. Now I don't want a huge V-neck, I just can't stand that ribbing at the base of my neck. Drives me crazy, so I'm only going to cut like 2 inches, 2 1/4 inches. Now you must, absolutely must, try the shirt on, and if you need to make the slit longer or what have you, I would start out with just a 2-inch slit and try it on and see how it is for you. Now all the rest of the work we're going to do is to ensure our shirt stays looking good. Wash after wash. I don't need mine to be a huge V-neck. You can if you want. I just want a little bit. So I think I like that, just a tad. So I'm going to take a pencil, this is lead pencil. I'm just going to mark where my point meets the fabric when I fold. You'll see why I'm going to do that. Make sure that that slant continues the same. All right. Now I'm just going to press this quickly, especially the crew neck portion, just inside out on my little table. I have my extra set of hands, my little can of veggies there holding it for stability. Now I have a needle and thread, single thread, and I put like a triple knot at the end and cut off the excess tail. I've already tacked this end down. Let me show you how I did it. I'm going to just put my needle through here, and I'm starting down here because I want to make sure my knot is not visible. You want it to be a professional product. I'm going through the shirt, I'm not coming through the outside, going through the ribbon and coming up right at the folded tip. So you can't see it on the outside of the shirt. Don't pull tight there because you do not want to make it puckered at any time. So now to start, I'm just going to start grabbing little pieces of material, and I'm just going to tack the edge down, and to start I'll put like 2 or 3 here. There. Now about every 1/16 or 1/18 of an inch, I'm going to do another one. You can even do 2 in one spot, and you want to pull pretty tightly. Like I said, don't pull initially. Wait till you start sewing and then you can tighten it because you don't want to pucker that first stitch. So I'm going to make the folded piece, I'm going to basically merge it in to the bottom so it stays nice and folded, doesn't bump up. So I'm just grabbing a piece of the bottom, not to go through to the other side, taking it through the folded piece and merging it back into the bottom. Trying to make them one, basically. And the closer the stitches, the better. You'll have a nicer finished product. I'm down to the tip. Put a couple or 2 or 3 at the tip. And now I'm going to start to the other side. So from the other side of the tip, I'm going to make sure the tip is tacked. So take extra care to tack both sides of the tip down. Now on this side, you see there's a double cut. Where you cut it on the ribbon, there's 2 pieces of material. When you come back up from the bottom, make sure you go through both. And this side, you might want to do a little extra care too, because lots of micro stitches, and make sure it lasts wash after wash. Climb down to the end there. Now I'm going to couple in the end. So now I've tacked my folded piece down to the, like I said, to the end of the manufacturers. Now, just till I get to the end of the ribbon, I'm just going to put little micro stitches on the cut crew part. Just going to make it so that wash machine does not degrade the edging. There's lots of little micro stitching, sewing both of those cut ends together. Going to do it to the end of the cut ribbon. Lots of micro stitches, just tiny single thread. Okay, so now right below there, I'm going to tie in the knot, and what I do is a regular stitch, or pull it until there's a loop, and then take your needle and go through the loop and pull tight. Do that 2 or 3 times. This ensures it doesn't come undone. So there's my third knot. Pull through till you get a loop, then put your needle through the loop and pull it. I'm going to cut that edge off. Now I have both ends tacked down. Now we're going to stitch tight just the edges. We're going to finish the folded edges of our V-neck, and this part will show. So if you need to renew your thread, I'm going to insert like the CD case, this old CD case in here, just so it makes it easier. I don't have to struggle and worry about catching the thread underneath. So you can put something in there, a small book perhaps. Now look at the V. See how you can already see it's going to tend to unravel and get ugly and crooked. Go down about a 1/4 inch, maybe a little less than that. And evenly make just a little micro stitch. Little tiny horizontal stitch, try to be lined up with the V. And see, I left a little fabric above it, maybe a little more than 1/8 of an inch. Now, go through that a few times. We want to make a little anchor there, a little stop. So, it cannot, now don't pull it, don't pucker it, just make a little anchor there. I did like 3 stitches. Okay. This also gave us an opportunity to make sure our knot doesn't show. Now, do that again, right at the opening of the V, right below it, so just a couple more. Basically, we're making sure that cut, it doesn't have any flesh where I can grab to make sure it doesn't unravel or keep ripping. So, and now from here on, I'm going to, on the folded edge, so it's good I ironed it. Let me see if I can turn this around. There. On the folded edge, all the way up. Okay, about every 1/8 of an inch, or 1/16 of an inch, whatever you're comfortable with. Whatever your shirt needs. If it's 100% cotton, I'd make the stitches. I'm just going to make a little loop stitch on the edge. Don't worry about like hiding your stitch a ton. You want it to be nice, but try to make your stitches about evenly apart. I'm going to go all the way up to the edge, to the top edge. So as close together as possible. You're just basically making this crease permanent. Now you see how it's getting thicker? So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull tighter. For this thick part, pull tight. If you want it a little tighter, see I didn't do a good job there. Go back a little bit, you can go back a little bit. Single thread is very forgiving. Especially, like I said, I couldn't find it. They actually sell a thread that's somewhat translucent. I'm sure it's on Amazon. So, again, tight. You want to have a nice, tight, crisp edge. Now I'm getting to the top. Put one nice tack at the very edge. Maybe put two. Because I'm going to pull the thread. So whenever you're going to pull the thread, make at least 2 tacks first so you don't pucker it. Now I'm going to go down in the top without coming through to the front, of course. I'm going to push my needle through, come down at the bottom. Now this one you do not want to pull tight, okay? Because you don't want it to pucker. See how nice that looks? So I have my thread here. Now I'm just going to do 3 knots, just at the edge of the manufacturer portion of the ribbon. 1. Remember, keep your tail of your thread out of the way. Whoa, I almost lost my loop there. There. 2. You can never do too many knots. I do 3. 3. I'm going to renew my thread, and I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Now again, start about 1/8 or 1/4 inch down below the V, because I don't want my knot to be visible. I'm just going to make a little stitch right there, little horizontal stitch. I'm just going to do 2 this time. I've already tacked it before for stability to keep the fabric stable during washing. Now I'm going to do 1 straight up just so I can make sure that it's not going to ravel. There. And now I'm going to do micro stitches all the way up. Remember, when you get to the top of the fold of the ribbon material, that's when you want to start doing a little, you want to pull it tight. You want to flatten that to be a crisp edge. Lots of micro stitches, pull tight. I'm at the corner, put 1 or 2 at the tip. I do 2. Again, I'm going to take my needle through to the underside. Come out at the end of the manufacturer stitching, okay? Make sure it's not double check, turn it around, make sure you didn't poke through to the front. Now don't pucker it, just make sure it's straight. Now down here, put 2 or 3 knots. 1, 2, 3. Snip it off and we're all done. Here's my finished product. My green shirt looks just as great. Here's my green one. Again, very nice tidy edges. If this project was helpful, please click on like on the video. Thank you.